Alright. It looks better. Okay, let's go. What again? The 3 hours ago, yeah, okay, you just played this. Alright, okay. How long did you spend playing games to find codes?
Well, I kind of gave up like a bit after. I think I gave up at like 7 p.m. Okay, so the morning the queue times were really long, so
Okay, I'm expecting this to be really good.
I didn't play that many games.
Not fair. Okay, fine. Okay, shield, no draws. Obviously, you're just soft engaging at this point to force out CDs. Sure. Rock. Okay. So yeah, after like this point in time, this is where it becomes interesting, right? Because this entire like past 10 seconds, you've just been soft engaging the high grounds, basically again like teasing them almost. Sigma's got no grasp, he's got no rock, he's got no shield. May's half HP. I'm not quite sure about the status of Honor's cooldowns or Zen's, maybe they hold on to them, who knows, but we'll see if they have good as well. So after the Sigma rotates to the high ground, and underfoot like this, you have fine engage as well. Fine. Where should you move to, or where should you play afterwards here?
I could just push cards and they have to rotate even more.
Yeah, I'm also looking at
either that or contest May.
Yeah, right. So I'm looking at it from a point of like A, open space, and B, who's actually punishable. So your Cart's already moving here, and your Tracer's already moving Cart, and your Briggs there as well. This might come into the whole awareness point as well, to be honest. But if you play here, you avoid the cast damage, the Sigma damage, pretty much any damage in the entire game. If they want to come and damage you, they need to peek out into open space, which is not ideal for them. So that's completely reasonable. And then again, because Sigma's rotating to touch carts, that gives you an opportunity to go into the Mei or the Zen. And I'm pretty sure the Mei's got no cryo because you have soft engage. Okay, maybe I'm wrong, but they've got no walls, so that's completely fine as well. Second, you can go into Mei, and that's reasonable, or Zen, that's reasonable as well. And I will be staying here. So I don't know why. Did you just not assume that the car was moving here? Yeah, so again, that becomes like a scouting thing, which is looking at cart, right? Because again, if you're running a less mobile comp, then maybe it's fine for you to go cart here. Maybe you've got a sniper or like whatever the case is, right? You have ranged hit scan players playing more back here, and they can punish anyone who's gonna peek and try and walk over the cart, or they can walk up while you push cart, and that's completely reasonable. So I'm interested to see how you move here and how the Mei moves, because I don't know what the Mei does here. Like all she needs to. Oh yeah, she can't really do much, to be honest. She kind of needs to rotate with her Sigma, which again, if she's going to rotate from point A to point B, then again, that's something that you can definitely punish. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, like, look at that, right? The Zen's like 1 HP. That's the freest kill of your entire life. Right there, that's missed, you know? Because you want to push Carter here. And yeah, your Ashe should not die there, to be honest, considering again the matchup between you and the Ashe and the Mei. But again, had you gone to high ground there, like that just never happens. Like, that's impossible for that kill to actually occur there. So yeah, kind of a big missed opportunity there to not actually engage onto the Simmer or onto the Mei and the Zen, which is again interesting considering that again yesterday there was a lot of like you actually engaging without the triggers, and now when there's a very clear trigger, both positional, HP based, and because Zen was 1 HP, and cooldown based as well, you don't take the opportunity. Because you win a force card, which is sad. But yeah, now you wanna go over, but that's because Mei's doing a dumb thing. I don't know what the fuck is that Mei doing. She drops down because she assumes that. Okay, sure. It's kind of a dumb play by them, Mei. So, and you get ward off there a bit. I mean, the wall wasn't intentional for you, so I'm not gonna cry about that too much. But I'm gonna cry about the fact that again you decided to leave this there on the high ground. Okay. He's up. Okay. Sure. So yeah, you're getting CC there, but it's fine because they're down numbers anyways, so I'm okay with this. Okay. Sure. It's fine here. Fine. Sure. Okay. So yeah, how should you engage look here? And why are you engaging me?
Because I feel like if I go through the side room, it's really easy to get walled off.
Well, here's the thing. I don't actually think you need to leap here at all. I actually just think you need to go into the side room and just shoot. That's it. Because again, you can't really. I mean, hey, even if you wanted to leap here, you have to walk out in open space first to avoid bumping your head on the doorway, and then again you have to leap into open space, which means that again you're going to get walled off either way, and there's a high likelihood that you're going to get rocked and slept there anyways as well, right? But the point here is, I just want you to sort of like shoot your soft engage is just shooting essentially, which kind of looks a bit dumb. The most I can sort of compare this to is Malga, because he's another character that again you can soft pressure with just your gun, because he just does so much damage. But here on Hazard, there's nothing really stopping you from like juggle peeking and shooting the mate at this sort of distance here, or shooting the Ana at this kind of distance here, and then juggle peek. You can get the Mega as well. They obviously got to wall you off because you're in the room itself, so you're fine. Compared to just doing this kind of play that you're doing here, which is, you know what, I'm gonna leap out in open space into mate Ana Zen, into mate Ana Zen Sigma, and hope for the best. You know, you get rocked. Right, lucky that you're gonna get stepped there, but also you're probably gonna get walled here. I mean, the wall is not even on you; it's on your Ash actually. So you get pretty fortunate with that engagement there. And again, your only saving grace really is the fact that their Zen and their Cass can't see you. And the only grace of you pushing this is the fact that you have a numbers advantage here. Or you still have a numbers advantage here, so you can kind of hard engage this. That's the only advantage here. That's even okay. And hell, even if we just look at that, right? Like the way the Mei lost the space there is literally just by your damage, right? Just by your gun and your block, right? Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah. Of course, you hard engage that. Fine. Sure. Okay. No, what do you do now?
Wait it out, zone backline. Same time.
Yeah, right.
So just shoot that back.
Yeah, look at the backline. How far are they pushing up? Do I need to zone them? Obviously, you can't hard engage them. I mean, you might be able to depending on how far they walk up, right? But again, this is where the soft engagement becomes more important, right? Just shoot here. That's all you need to do. Because you can't. I assume you've got no walls. I assume it's still on cooldown. Yeah, still on cooldown. You can't soft engage us directly by zoning because again, this is entirely open space. So play where you are right now. This is aggressive but safe. And I'll see what you do. Nice. All good. That works. Sure. Yeah, I think all that saves you, to be honest. I'm not a massive fan of you going in there with Discord, but considering you've got the wall off onto you, I think that's okay. So
yeah, I thought I was getting nanoed as well, but it was.
Oh, okay. If even more reason to do that, then that's fine. Okay, we're about to see that as well. Okay, Rally on points. What? That's not problem, misheard. Okay. Yeah, I was just gonna say as well, right? So the thing stopping you from spiking last time was your HP, because you just couldn't hard engage that. So I'm actually very glad again you soft engage this, or you zone, and then you dive later. So this makes sense. I'm curious to see what you see there, because Sig is really one here. So, what's some of your options with how you can use spikes?
In this case or in general?
In this case.
In this case, you can use it to pretty much just root the backline. If they're deep peeking, then you can 10 and burn tank.
The Sig, right? Yes.
I could just ult the Sigma there.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I want to see. It's basically like the spikes will force these guys to deep peek, even if you miss the spikes anyways, and that should give you enough of a window to slash and then burn the Sigma. So hopefully we'll see that. Right, yeah, for the looks of it, you are very, very tunneled on going for backline here, which again I'm not gonna like hate you on too much for, but against I don't know if you're gonna get a kill for this, right? You might very well do. But I guess the point of this is like I don't think you should get a kill for this, because again you're going in front of the entire enemy backline here. And secondly, Sigma is on theory or on paper the more killable target with spikes, considering he's already very low. And again, you can zone these guys off by spikes and then look to go on backline afterwards. Or at the very worst, you can spikes look around you, see what's going on, and then go to push the Sigma afterwards. Or again, if maybe the Sigma is like again magically full HP or whatever the case may be. But yeah, kill there. Stands out. There we go. You're gonna lose this fight, right? But you need to force up 3 ults, so it's not bad. Yeah. yeah, would have preferred you to go for the Sig. And actually, I think if you go for the Sig, I think you actually win that fight. Assuming you kill the Sig with that spikes, because again, you kill the Sig, he doesn't get flux. Maybe this person wastes trans. That's another point there as well. And then hopefully you can just play in this sort of spot here, which is again another aggressive but safe spot, and then avoid the blizzard here. So that fight could have looked very differently had you done that kind of play. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Hopefully this next fight should be won, based on the fact that they literally use every one of their good ults. Okay, and that's unless your fucking team snipers here. Okay. Sure. I say sure, right? But like, what's my like concern by doing this? Or like, I'll say this. What's the intention behind this wall?
To be honest, when I saw this, it was kind of to save myself a bit because I don't know if I was gonna get slapped.
Right. I mean, okay. What's the intention? Okay, what's the intention by peeking this?
Maybe the Zen was like to cut off his rotation. Because
right.
I don't...
So if you cut off the Zen's, if you say you did actually cut off the Zen's rotation, which I believe you do, right, you gonna do here. Can you engage into the Zen anyways?
No.
No. Right. Most obviously, because your leap zone cooldown, but also the team ain't fucking there with you. You know, your ashes and fucking spawn. So you just can't really do that anyways, you know. So again, it's just like
it's just a waste of wall.
Right.
Just
not particularly great. Especially now, like if you just have to actually, like look at this, you know, like there's an actual trigger here. The caster slept in open space.
Yeah, and then if I have wall there,
right, like it becomes infinitely easier to punish that. So yeah, not particularly great. He just somehow misses the fucking. Okay, brilliant. But regardless, right? Like he just fucking walks out because he wasted the fucking wall. Which is not great.
Yeah.
That becomes that Cassius dies, so that's really unfortunate. He might die anyways. Nice shift to the left there. Look at the wall here again. Now you get it back, but you still haven't forced out sleep. So you can go in and then you wall here, which I mean is zoned.
I'm trying to move the cast back in.
Okay, sure, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. I think that again the wall here, in my opinion, should at least be used to. Again, either for that, to keep going further and try and get a hard engage onto the cast by splitting him even further away from his team, or, more likely, to continue to zone, and to make sure that, again, you can absorb the damage from the cast in terms of find the hammer, sleep dot, nade, to discord, etc. So yeah. Well, that's more reasonable than your last one. Okay. Keep that to the Nano as well. Nice. Okay. The backline there, fine. Block. Fine. Fine. Keep going here for sure. Sure. Fine. Yeah, all good. Better end of the fight there. What is we're doing? Okay. Up here a little bit. Yes, I was say so far this isn't looking very usable to me, so nothing crazy so far. Okay. Should be okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna cry you too much for that, to be honest. I mean, it's a good ball by them, eh? Again, I'm not gonna cry you for like not backing out a second earlier, so I'm gonna complain about that too much. Again, considering your team's got no verticality on this one on the map, it becomes really difficult as well. Because you can't, none of your DPS can really defend around. We'll see here. Okay, so your arm's dead. Probably just chilling here. Just playing wide. Okay. So I do appreciate this compared to you playing closer to the corner here because it makes it harder for the mate to wall off, so I appreciate the distance being played here. Reasonable so far. Okay, sure. Unlucky. Fine. Sure. Nice. Okay. Sure. Fine. Do you break the wall here? Like your own wall.
Can't remember. Wait, played in 0.25.
Looks like you do, which looks a bit weird to me. Because you don't actually, you don't need
No,
to
I didn't break it.
Oh, you didn't break it, you just got broke.
No.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That's completely fine. I like your rotations to the high grounds. Makes sense. Zen was in open space. Good, easy, hard engage target. Very split. All good. And the rotation here. The only other rotation you can really do is to actually double back, which maybe is another rotation you could have done here. But again, because it's out in open space, it becomes more scuffed to do. So again, I think this is perfectly fine to do. What's another thing you can also do as well? Maybe. What's something that you did earlier that I didn't like you doing, but something you could do now?
Can't remember.
What's your
Wall
right?
and what's my right? Card. Yes.
Right.
Push the card.
There we go, right? And that forces a Cassie to come towards you. And then again, because
Yeah.
they're so immobile, you can just run away at any time, right? And again, you should be okay because your big fat has to know.
Yeah.
So that's an easy kill, or that's an easy thing you can do. Obviously, that relies on your Tracer not feeding her brains out here and not going 1v3. But again, from like a bigger macro perspective, that shows me a very good understanding of the game. That again, because your team's dead here, because they're very immobile, because nobody's already forcing the carts, it makes sense to do that right now. So again, slightly missed opportunity there.
Yeah.
Now you're like, again, you're hard engaging this, which again, I appreciate because their supports are dead here, but it's still a 2v3, it becomes harder to do, and this engagement is going to work based on mechanics, or it's going to work based on the fact that you can out-mechanic the enemy team here, or you get a really good spikes for this, which again, I'm not even sure you're going to kill the Cassie because of this. Yeah. Maybe not. And that entire time, less is more, you know, like you could have forced the car and done a lot more without having to do spikes, right? And you keep your own life, so it's a bit unfortunate. Okay. Let's see here.
Pain's nothing to me.
Okay.
Get to the payload.
Okay, fine.
60 seconds.
Cool. Delete. Good block. Good wall either. It's on me. We're fine. Okay with that. Okay. So like, here's my thing, right? So you could have did your own job here, which is, or you could have the general job, force the front line. Again, you're playing this like how you should do it against every other big comp. Force front line, force them to walk backwards, and then you can close the distance over time. Which is exactly what you do here. My only concern is after you force Snake Fire, I actually don't want you staying here. I mean, to be honest, you can punish Mei for this, so I guess you can stay here, right, a little bit. Try and punish Mei. I think it makes sense. But right now, you need to realize that punishing Mei is not actually reasonable. So where can you maybe move to?
Yeah. Wrap around through where the Zeniths are like the hole.
Yeah, like probably around here is where I'd say. And then again, like there's no cryo to worry about. Six got no shield. I don't think the Mei's got wall 2. I don't think she does. Yeah, no. I mean, she's gonna get wall back anyways, right? But regardless, the point being here is you're forcing the Mei from playing in this sort of cubby position right now. You're forcing her to play back, and then you flank around, play like a fat Tracer basically, or a fat Genji, and then again you're able to go back then a lot more easily. Similar to again how you were doing on first point, when you were like pathing through this little area to try and reach the backline. It's the exact same idea, just a little bit longer and a little bit more open, which again is a little bit harder to do, but it's still more than reasonable. So let's see what happens here. You can disco, yeah, your Tracer dies here, so it doesn't matter what you could have done about that, to be honest. Keep away.
Yeah, the Ashe died as well, though, yeah.
Did she die earlier? That's crazy. Yeah, she did, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of unfortunate. There's not, again, not much you can do here, but I guess it exemplifies the point that if you make this very front to back, and again, you're trying to reach the Zen by going front to back here, you will just lose, because again, the Mace on a Zen will have more poke than you. So you need to make a move. And widen the map, so to say. Okay, let's see here. And again, something that's very useful that Capitology said as well, is that whenever you're playing against a team that wants to bait, you need to widen the map or find a quirky rotation to try and reach the backline. And not to mention, again, by doing this rotation, you're also unscouted. They can't see you, right? The Zen isn't going to rotate away from you, or he shouldn't rotate away from you, because he just can't see where you're going. So he's going to be playing here the entire time, basically. That's which again is useful for your own engagements. Okay. See this next fight. Yeah, pretty glad I'm actually going over this code because there's a lot of positional stuff, a lot of macro stuff, again, forcing point, where you're rotating to, and stuff like that again hasn't really been talked about too much. So yeah. Especially in this map.
Yeah, it's not often that I go against comps like this.
Yeah. In team play, I mean, some teams will like playing on a Zen. But yeah. Okay, what the fuck is that Zen doing? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I mean, from a team play perspective, you juggle point and then you buy enough time to get your ults on point because you can't really die with 10% off your ults here, to be honest, and then build rally mid fight. But again, this is fact, so it's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Ready. Attackers
Right.
incoming. The payload.
Fucking fine, not a big deal. Okay, wow, your team was terrible. No, yeah, nothing to do about that. Angle's fine. All good. Okay. Yeah, so like this entire time, you're holding an aggressive but safe position because if the cart gets pushed, you can essentially hold a space that threatens the backline from being able to walk up like this. Like this should never happen in a million years, right? And again, I want scouting information. Where the fuck's the Zen, right? And I don't know where the Zen is because you're not looking, right? And again, this should be punishable, very punishable, or at the very least, you should be able to again threaten the backline for walking like this. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure as well there's also a spot where you can like jump over like this. I think I saw Hardy do it once. But yeah, you should be able to like do this basically, and that again gives you free scouting information. You can maybe even tell your team as well to ping for you, so you get the exact locations. But regardless, again, I want you threatening the Ana here, right? Maybe not necessarily leaping on the way, but at the very least, maybe you can leap to this corner, wall off. That's fine. You can shoot and then leap back to your team here, and then maybe rotate around. Sure, right? Maybe. But again, the point being is I want some threat on the backline here. That's not being exerted right now. So why, I guess the question is, why do you need the space?
I think it's just that the car was being pushed past me and I felt like I was being left behind.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. I think now it's too little too late because the Ana's too far away. This is gonna bump your head, right? This fucking little ledge thing as well. If you wanted to leap there in the first place, Ana's already rotated and your opportunity's gone. So you need to stay in accordance with that. Also see the way there, so fine. Okay, you see she walls there for you. Okay, again, weird rotation. Right, so where should we be going?
I could go to like literally right above me. There's like that doorway thing.
Exactly,
Shoot for that.
Right above you, perfect. Right, wall climb right above you. Easiest rotation on the top of the Ana. You know, you go from A to B.
Yeah.
You know, good wall off the Zen. That's fine. Block the damage, or other way around. You can block off the Ana gas. And then wall off the sorry, I can't speak English. Yeah, you wall off the Ana cast and then block the Zen damage. That's fine as well. Like a multitude of ways for you to zone backline here.
Yeah.
Which of course you just don't take. You could also just leap to here, wall, and then back off like this. That's fine as well. But yeah, either way, not a good look. Very front to back. Okay, there we go. Now we're actually taking a good rotation here. Again, why are we leaping this? We're blind leaping, you know?
I kind of wanted to play that like other side, you know, that like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, right? But I guess my concern is like you can get here anyways, but just by virtue of walking, and if anyone peeks around the corner, then you can get to this position regardless, you know. So that's my concern. Well, that's my again. It's just a waste. It's an inefficient use of cooldowns here to get to the spot. Okay. Lucky, I suppose.
That
Again, lucky that you got the slash into the Ana. Lucky she didn't sleep you. So yeah, quite fortunate there. Okay, pulls for Mei. Good. Fine. Punch the Mei. Door. Okay. Yeah, again, very. Okay, Like, you should, when you put like this, I'm like, bro, you should be taking 1 trillion damage right now. Because you're peaking, even
Yeah.
when he's dead, like, you're peaking into a heavy poke comp on 480 HP with no leap, you know? Like, this is so incredibly greedy. So yeah, I always say, I've said this to you multiple times beforehand, right? But again, 5v4s, play slow, or at least take a breather, take a moment to breathe, right? Get your resources back. I always say to teams, whenever you're in a 5v4, say stabilize, because that implies that, again, your team's gonna like take a moment to chill. So take a moment to chill it, right? AFK, take a moment to chill, and then you can leap from here to here, then backline by warding off, etc, etc, etc. So yeah.
Yep.
God almighty, you should have got rocked there. Okay, unfortunately. Okay, could have been a lot uglier there. Okay. Go forward here. Alright. Let's see the rest of this defense. Speed up, let's a little bit more. Sure, good wall. Fine, away. I kind of knew, I already knew you overstayed your welcome here by the second you leaped here, try and go into the sig. This is fine, right? But I would immediately be backing off right now, because again, you can get punished very easily. Not even the wall necessarily, but it's not even the wall that I'm scared of necessarily. It's the rock and the cast and the honor sleeps as well that I'm also really scared of. So yeah, just by virtue of that, I won't be leaving right now. Wall's good, you force grasp, you force grasp, you force some shield, and HP. Congratulations, you've done it now. Don't sustain. And again, it's back to the whole greed thing, or again, or the fact that again you're very sort of kill greedy or kill heavy in terms of your gameplay, and you're not really thinking about again how many resources you're forcing out. And you should like this. Oh my days! 97 HP. And you break dice for it instead. Okay, sure. Damn, the team was dying here. Once again, honestly should have been you, but it is you, okay. You're not great. Okay, we'll see here.
Go again.
Okay. Alright. I also think that, in terms of the perks here as well, I think this is one of the few times where that minor perk of getting block charge and wall becomes more useful, because you're going to be zoning off so many people anyways, that additional block usage is going to be good. And again, the damage...
I think I choose that one, actually.
Yeah. I mean, the damage still can be useful, because they're running, again, Mei and Cass as well, who are high HP targets, but...
And Zen.
And Zen as well, yeah. But yeah, I think the block there actually... the block makes more sense, or can make more sense than it normally does. Leap range, of course, very good as usual. So nothing to talk about there with that. Okay, let's look at this again. Have you got leap? Blood does not got leap. Okay, and then you're forcing to use... Yeah, you're having to use wall because you haven't got leap right now to leap over to the building. So, I guess, why are you dropping so early here again?
Just wait a few seconds.
Yeah, again, it's greed, you know? It becomes like, I want to get value now or immediately. Which is not great. So you're going to get diminished value the later the fight goes. Okay, nano visor, sure.
Into the iris.
Okay. Yeah, you're looking to try and get out of here. But again, you can't zone or you can't AFK on point because you got no fucking wall. So and again, if they're smart right now, they force point, and then again, they'll run over your brick because again, no one's forcing points. So not great. Okay, better walls, but some sig. Okay. Fine. I would prefer you again to AFK on point, and I guess it's kind of unlucky that the sig doesn't die there. But I suppose the argument there is again, had you stay point and had you force the sig there, force the castle a little bit more, maybe even spike the front line as well, then again that becomes a more winnable fight. But yeah, the voice ball there really is a killer.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll take a look at another code. Yeah, I think that is usable. That is usable. But yeah. Copy paste. Right.
Ready for battle.
Okay.
Was that one better than the Lee Shan game, do you think?
I'd be inclined to say no. I prefer the Legion game over that one, but it's not like insane world of difference. But yeah, we'll see how this one goes.
4,
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Let's see.
Attackers incoming.
Actually, I would like you to look like first part was like fine. I think maybe
Get
about
payload with everything you
Oh,
got.
will not be clever that one.
defense.
Go on. Just try and
So-
steal it.
That was more hard.
Yeah, so what
I
point is it on the defense that you want me to look at specifically?
Maybe like 7 minutes onwards.
7 minutes onwards. Okay,
Something
we'll
like
look at
that.
first fight as usual. Make sure you don't do anything dumb.
I've never worked with a like to you.
Okay, fine. A good woman. Fine. Negative, okay, whatever. Sure, okay, fine.
You're a born
Okay,
again.
7 minutes.
Group up, will you?
Yes, that point. Okay, let's see. I can back a little bit as well, because we're in the middle of the fights. Go back here. Okay, fine. Okay, well, this fight's been going on forever. Okay, we'll see here. Just nano boost onto the Eva. Okay, we'll start here. Okay, so starting off is pretty reasonable. In the comp that you're playing, okay, well, I'll say this. What's kind of the things you're looking to do with your own comp, and what you're looking to do as Hazard into their comp?
If I can stall out the fight long enough, our Widow's gonna get a pick.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the main thing here, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I think, again, the main thing is to pay attention to how the DV uses boosters, because, again, that's gonna inform you with how you can play your own character. But honestly, this is a pretty similar-ish backline to what we saw on Shambali. Again, the cast honors the same. The only thing different is, again, the Kiri is not Zen, and the Sojin as well. That's slightly different. But again, it's kind of the same idea in terms of, again, I want you stalling out the backline here the entire time. So, and again, spoilers, like, of course you spike this, right? So we'll see if the spikes are reasonable here. Okay, and I'm pretty sure you do it because of Susie. Okay.
Here. Let's
Okay.
stick 'em with
Again,
it.
this
Oh, the
looks...
stream just lagged.
So yeah, is my stream lagging?
Very much.
Okay. Slight bro moment there. Let me open Firefox. Going crazy. None of my thing seems to be fine. I'll hang on, this is what I'll do. I'll close stream. And then I'll open stream. I'm smart. That should work. Okay. Is that better?
It's loading. Still no.
Still not great. Okay. Do it's Firefox. Yeah, mine looks fine. So I think it's just a Discord thing. I mean, we've had this issue before, and about Discord just being weird.
Yeah.
But is there anything else I can do? Really interesting stream settings. If I can do anything. What if I do this? If I just stream by Overwatch, by application. Usually can't see my pen, but maybe that works or something. Is that better?
No. Okay, I think it'll be fine if you put in like 0.75.
0.75. Okay, what if I do? Maybe 15 FPS is just too slow. We'll see. Okay. That's 15 FPS. And I'm moving slowly.
Yeah, it's fine actually.
Okay, cool. I'll try and move slowly, and we'll go through snail's pace like this. Okay. But yeah, basically, what's happening here is, yeah, again, I should go plus play because again, I was lagging here. But the wall here was the thing that looked good to me. So right about now, yeah, what's the point of the wall?
I kind of wanted to. I really wanted a full Suzu.
Okay, sure. If that's your intention, that makes sense there. So I think that's what you do eventually as well. I think so. Sure. But again, if I'm looking at this and I'm like, how does that force Suzu? Because like, your team are taking a good angle here. Your Cass is still over here. Your Kiri's over here, and she can't really get a good sight line. I don't know how you force Suzu with this. We'll see. Maybe I'm missing something. Yeah, Yeah, what is that Suzu? I just don't see it. And then you spike after this, right? And I suppose it kind of makes sense. I think looking at it from a wider POV, your Widow should be able to swing wide up for this. Your Cass is walking up off of wide up for this. Your Kiriko, I have no idea. Maybe she TP'd away, I believe, most likely, or maybe TP to you. I think and there's still terrible spikes. I think even if you want to play early, it can work. So sure, why not? Okay, sure, Force Nano, fine. Your Widow gets the Kiriko, yeah, so your Widow can actually see the sidelines, so that makes sense. You get 3 targets with it. High Noon as well, forced out. Fine. Slash away. Okay, fine. I'm okay with this so far. Okay. Okay, Slash going to Honor. Hopefully you wall this off. You don't wall in front of you. Yeah, is there any reason to why you don't wall in front of you to block the sleep dart?
I don't know. Might have just missed it.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Again, it just looks super weird to me because again, you're rushing your engages where you shouldn't really be rushing them, and then in other cases where there's actually again more than a good opportunity to hard engage, you're not taking it, which again looks very weird to me. So again, that's one of those cases where should have soft engage, not hard engage because of sleep dart, obviously. It's not great.
Destroy them.
Okay, I'm gonna assume some fine so far, so maybe I might jinx this fight, but hopefully I'm gonna restart it on higher FPS, and then hopefully we can all be good to go. Hopefully Discord does not shit itself over 30 FPS. Okay, does that look fine?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It worked. Brilliant. Okay, this is fine. Sure. Cleave damage with block. Okay, sure. I mean, again, the reason why I'm not a massive fan of cleave damage with block is because you're wasting it for when you actually need it, which is right now actually when you're low HP. Because again, people forget it's a defensive tool. So I appreciate you're getting like what 100 DPS cleave, I think it is, with nano boosted block or something like that, around about there. Again, it's a waste because now you need to leave because you haven't got any block to use. So yeah, it's kind of the trade-off there with this. Okay. Sure. I appreciate the aggressive but safe thing here. Nice welcome tech as well. Okay. Hopefully need to leave that for some defensive. Okay. Right, okay. Do serious match. Okay. Where do you go from here? Where can you go from here?
I could just stay high ground. Maybe I could go on the Ana. Probably still doesn't have sleep top, but
yeah, it's not easy, right? It's not
or just scout because I don't really know anything, do I?
Right. Yeah. That's the kind of idea, right? I don't know if the cat is here. I don't think there's any possibility of you being able to scout him, so that's reasonable. Conversely as well, I don't know where the Soldier's at as well. I don't know if the Soldier's playing with Yana. I don't know if she's down here. So I think AFK, scout, look what's around you. I think once you know the cat is here, then I think it's fine leaping onto him and trying to force him out. But barring that, not much you can really do from here right about now. But yeah, we'll see. Okay. So yeah, and again, it feels like you kind of rush this, right? Because, I mean, the cat is dead here, right? So you get equal trades out of this. It seems like you're completely unaware of what's going on around here. And actually, immediately, I would have leaped right over here, or right over here, after you see this ping onto the Cassidy. And after he kills your honor as well. Because again, the Cass can wreak havoc. So, yeah, a bit of a slow, I guess, unaware, I suppose, engagement onto the Cassidy. And again, here, like, if you want a zone backline, sure, but I want a wall here. Right? I want a wall here, zone the Soldiers, kill the honor as well. Hold off the backline, let your team turn and burn the Diva and the Cassidy, essentially. Because, yeah, there's no way in a billion years you're going to be able to reach the honor from this sort of position here. Okay, so yeah, Slash is way too aggro, I get that you're in Kitsune here, right? But again, you're half HP in open space. And it makes no sense to kind of do this kind of play. So I would have something like that. This is better. Okay. You're already low. Lucky that you get help by your Kiriko here. Okay.
Just happens to stream.
Great. Yeah, say that again, sorry?
Nothing.
Okay, cool. Alright. Not back. Fine. But yeah, this fight's already going to be over. But I'm actually interested to see what could have happened.
I think we stalled it off for like a minute.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's kind of wild, low-key. One advantage moments. But I'm actually curious to see what could have happened here. had you actually gone to the cast. So like, yeah, you'll go like here onto the cast will just die, and then you can again wall off the Sojourn angle here, and then yeah, you can turn and burn the D.Va here effectively, right? Because the Ana's got no LOS to her D.Va, Kimiko's got no LOS either, Sojourn's starting to get LOS, and again, you can just block it off with one wall. That's how that fight could have looked at, essentially.
All of my games today were just a bit scuffed, I think.
Yeah,
like my sleep was just so messed up. I think I think I'm getting too stressed about submitting these codes.
I would agree with that too. I think you're overthinking it a lot. And I think that's maybe I think again like I don't know the state of NA coaches. I don't know if NA coaches are going to be able to care or pick up about like this kind of stuff. And I doubt that. What they're doing is pausing the replay, and then going and spending an hour over like 8 minutes of a code. You know, I doubt they're doing that. They're probably looking at your POV and then pressing play, probably on 1.5 or 2x speed to get it done and over with, really. And then maybe picking random fights and scoring through the code a little bit, maybe, right? That's kind of what I think they're doing, to be honest. I don't think that they're looking third person. I don't think they're going to be caring about it that much, or at least as much as you do. And I think that, again, you're mainly nervous about this because it's your first time, and you don't want to be rejected, so to say. But yeah. I wouldn't think there's anything too insane to be stressed about, regardless, you know. And again, I think if you were to be rejected on anything, if anything, it would be in the fact that you've never played on a team before. You know, it's kind of like the when you're trying to apply to an entry level job and they ask for experience already. You know, like I think any player or any person would want
Catch-22,
right? So yeah, I mean it is tough because again, it's like how do I get experience if I've never have if I can't get any in the first place, you know? But that's kind of how the world works, sadly. But yeah, again, I wouldn't worry about it too much, you know? If they don't care about that, which is good, they don't care about that, then I wouldn't care about the codes too much. Nothing's been egregious so far. Nothing's been like, okay, like, I need to, like, never sign this player in a billion years. So yeah. And mind you, again, we're looking at 1 minute of a code. Again, that was, again, we skipped past 6 minutes of it. So again, I wouldn't deep it that much.
Yeah.
Okay. See here. Unfortunate. Falling. There's our surge. She's healing. That's insane. Okay. Fight, sure. Fine. Nice. What's going on right now? What is he? Okay, fine. Okay. Sure. Fine. I mean, this is just stall. It's not really much. The same thing to say. Like, stall and fish for kills if someone's out of position. And nothing more precise. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say a little bit ballsy there to try and risk going onto the Ana there to force C9 in the cart was again that's kind of risky doing that. To do that, I would just stay cart here. And again, if anyone walks up, then again you can maybe look to punish them. Kill there. Wall's good as well. Yeah, this is decent stall. Okay. There's really everything before that really mattered there. Okay. Workout attack.
Ready.
Alrighty. You'll see the wall here. Okay, sure. We'll keep that out, that's okay. On a 12 cast now, I'll probably run that damage perk. Cross engagements is fine. Yeah, so what's my biggest concern here?
I'm literally just taking poke.
Yes.
For no reason.
You wouldn't try and I assume where are you gonna leap to? Let's see. Right, like, bro, you could have gone.
Yeah, I
anyways,
know. Yeah.
You know? By just de-peaking the entire fucking point entirely. So, yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna submit this code. I just want to look over it for my own sake.
Right. I think again the difference between this, because I do appreciate the fact that you're playing wider here. I think the difference between this and the Shambali one is Shambali on second point attack, where you could have rotated a bit wider to the top left angle, is that you were unscouted. There was cover there in the entire time. There's no cover here though, right? So again,
yeah, I'm in front of 5 people.
5 people, you're gonna take 1 billion damage, and you're gonna get scouted for this too. So it's again, pointless gonna do it. So I guess like why, or what was telling you, what was going on in your brain that told you that, you know what, I want to peek a cast orb.
I don't know.
Yeah, man, I know either. Again, I'll chalk it up to sleep. I'll chalk it up to sleep. So far, not a great look. Okay. Nailed it as well. Oh, I stopped. Fine. What's going underneath? All good. Sure. And now, yeah, I'm just gonna say, now's the time where you can actually take an angle here, and no one knows where you are, because again, you're unscouted, so this is good. Okay, go on cast. Oh, high gun, that's fine as well. That's one shot attempt. Reasonable, reasonable. That's one more cast. Nice. Really great so far. Okay. Slightly odd rotation. Your support can still see you, right? Your Kyuko's there. Your Kyuko's still there. So, A, why do you go underneath? And B, why don't go high grounds?
Why go underneath? I want that mini. Why not go on top? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the mini, I wouldn't... I would care about it more if your Kyuko wasn't here already, healing you. Because now if you go underneath, then the D.Va's gonna just boost it. D.Va, she'll put half her boosters towards you, and then the other half to go onto your Cassidy or your Kyuko. So that's the kind of the trade-off there. Is that you kind of want the D.Va to come onto you right now, because again that turns her back to the Cass, Ana, and the Kyuko as well. So again, a bit unfortunate. And how do we play it here? Let's see, you did go underneath. Right, like now look what's happening, right? Like the D.Va can just effectively hold this corner here, and again mark your Cass the entire time. Whereas you, I don't know what positioning you're looking to take it. I don't know what angle, like magical angle that you can take here. Really, I mean, yeah, just everything looks a bit too open here, to be honest. I mean, where do you even go from here? Like, do you just leap her here maybe, and then you can wall off, right?
No.
Like, I have no idea where you can go. So you go left side. But again, again, to me, you can already do this by just doing, again, from high ground as well.
Yeah, going on the high ground, yeah.
Like, all of this you can do by just going high.
Payload needs a jump start.
So yeah, playing wide. Slow wall there, but yeah, I'm not gonna cover it too much.
Hit me again.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'm gonna glance over this a little bit, but I think again, I've mentioned this to you before about visual aggro. And again, the aggro being no one is actually looking at you. The eyes of the Ana are directed to your team actually, and same thing with the Kyuko too.
Yeah.
I mean, Kyuko you don't really care about anyways, you know. Torp's dead as well, so again, there's no aggro going into him, so you actually don't need to wall this really, or rather,
Yeah.
you don't need to wall this defensively. Well, yeah. Okay. Fine. Replacing the shots. Okay, fine. Sure. Fine. High ground, please. Thank you. Okay, I think we're gonna go high grounds. High grounds, please.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, I saw you walk forward, and I was like, okay, yeah, surely goes gonna wall climb, leap, wall climb, and get to here, right? I was like, oh yeah, sure, he's gonna do that, of course. Bro did not do that. So again, I was like, here's what it was. I was like, you're looking upwards, right? I was like, this is where you do it. But yeah, I was like, I was led astray.
Yeah.
So again, I'm like, why not do this? Like, you can fight off that D.Va, you know? Like, you win that trade.
I know.
So, and again, I hold the regrets about safe stuff I've talked to you about 1,000 times before handover. It's been unfortunate. There we go. I mean, sure, fine, that works, I suppose. The initial word there by principle is fine as well. Nice. Nice. Okay. Like the face of the scouting there. Not going into D.Va. Makes sense. And that should be...
As the payload.
Good.
Don't worry yourself.
Okay, run it back there towards the end of that point. Okay, let's see here.
Free to engage.
Okay. The Kyuko should really be on the call here, but it's fine. Okay. Sure. So what's the main issue here? It's fairly obvious, but
I think the wall's fine, but then walking into that room is
yeah. So yeah, you see, your team wants you, but not LOS, you know. So it's fine, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, just keep
That's
it-
fine. As soon as I go past that corridor, it's
It's
simple.
good. Yeah. Because no one can help you,
Yeah.
right? Only your father can really help you. So again, you're very tunneled on the triggers here, which again, I think the triggers here are fine. Totem split, half HP, very killable here, but again, I wouldn't hard commit to this, because again, it's gonna cost your own life. But unfortunate. It feels like again you're lacking awareness, or you're very tunneled. Maybe when you're sleep deprived, this right, but you're very tunneled on what's most available to you on your screen, instead of again trying to have a greater peace of mind about what's going on all around you. It might make sense because you're again sleep deprived. Okay, fine. Either wall that was reasonable to catch the honor. I don't care about that one too much. Okay, I see a cat split. I see a David to your top left. I see an honor in front of you. Let's see what you do there. Okay. Hey. Nice. Right, so again, I appreciate you're very patient with this, right? That you don't actually look to go forward. Because the honor's 20 trillion years away. You can't zone her realistically. Cass is again 20 trillion years away. Can't go into him again realistically. And D.Va isn't a target that you necessarily want to be going on. Or at least wasting your slash, because again, that's leaving you open to the Ana, Cass, Kiriko, etc. So, I appreciate your patience here. And again, you're waiting for a trigger. In this case, it happens to be Kitsune Rush. And the fact that the D.Va voice boosted here. So again, it allows you to go forward here. Fine. Again, the wall can be slightly better to cut off the escape path necessarily. And again, there's no Ana sleep that you need to really care about, right? Because Ana's above you. So, again, there's slightly better walls you could have used, maybe again directly onto the Ana, maybe cutting off the retreat path, but I'm not going to cry about it too much. Spikes here are fine, you've got a good trigger here, so far, so good. Fine, nice. All good. Fine. All reasonable there. 3 points versus the nice. Pushing by time code.
Yeah. With a knockout.
That point is always the hardest because it's the most, by far the most open point. We'll see.
Yeah, I have no idea how to play third point, so that's what I'm
So far, reasonable. Okay, so like, why are we dropping?
I don't know. It's if I play the high ground, and I go over, I just have to wait till like D.Va uses boosters before going over.
Okay, so here's where it gets interesting, right? Because you want that D.Va to be stuck between a rock and a hard place. And again, you and your team will fight in accordance to whatever the D.Va does. So essentially what I'm saying is there's like 2 or 3 outcomes where you're going over, right? Let's say you go over here, wall climb over, you wall off. Let's say the Ana is also playing high ground here as well. I mean, where actually is the Ana playing? It's just playing that. Okay, fine. So you actually don't need to wall it off really. But let's say you do, right? Because the Ana's playing smart and she's with her Sojourn, right? You wall over here, and then you walk them over here, wall off to zone off the Ana and the Sojourn, and the D.Va now has to make one of 2 moves. She either boosts onto you, right? But what does that do for your team if she boosts onto you?
Team can walk.
Right, your team can swing wide around this corner and walk and get space, right? Essentially, if the D.Va decides to peel for her own team, your team will play more range and swing wide. Conversely, if the D.Va, let's say, ignores you and decides to sit on carts, that's also fine as well, because that's a turn and burn kind of thing, where your D.Va, hopefully you can zone back on for a longer period of time, for your team to be able to turn and burn the D.Va. And D.Va's only got 2, 3, 4 seconds of DM. It should be okay for your team to force her out. And again, you can leap away as a result of that. So effectively, I want you zoning 1 to not even 1. I want you zoning 2, 3 people here. If it's just the Sojourn in this case, then of course you can look to hard engage onto the Sojourn. That makes perfect sense. And then again, you're forcing the D.Va to make a move. Either she peels for her Sojourn, in which case again your team swing wide, or in this case she plays really really close, in which case again that becomes a lot more lethal for her backline. And again that allows your team to essentially turn and burn the D.Va effectively. So we'll see what ends up happening. Because what I assume is going to happen here, and again, just off of like again prediction essentially, is your team is going to get stuck around this corner until one ultimate goes off either side, and it's going to become a very devolved dogfight here essentially. It's kind of how I would expect things. But yeah. Okay, so you leap up to the, I think again this angle here, sure, I think it makes sense. But again, the intention of the angle is to mark or zone anyone coming over here, right? But there's no one here, right? There's nobody that you're zoning. And it's also long for you to actually be able to like walk around over here and do this kind of rotation, right? Do all this, do all this, do all this, and try and reach the Sojourn here. That entire time, that the Cass, the Ana, whoever, might actually be able to damage you early on, very similar to how we saw on first point, where again, by you going all the way coast side, like all the way over here, you were taking random ass bullshit damage, right? It's the same thing by going in the enclosed room, right? But it doesn't look like that because it's an enclosed room. So yeah, again, this is why I want you controlling this angle here, right? And I don't know why you're so scared about taking this angle here in the first place. Maybe because you think it's too much open space. Maybe you think you're going to get burned too heavily because of it. I don't know why specifically. But again, judging by, again, the wall, the verticality of their comp, I don't really see that happening. So yeah, we'll see how this pans out. Right, look at your team, right? They just can't walk because of where the Sojourn's got infinite space the entire time, you know? Like, I don't know what space you're creating here. There we go.
This ends now.
Right, but again, this is too little too late because of how long the rotation is, you know? Like, now you're actually doing it, but you're doing something that should have been done 15 seconds ago, basically. Again, just like I said, the fight goes out as I kind of predicted to. One team's going to use Nano Boost first and roll the fight. So yeah, been unfortunate. Okay. And the bright news, or the good side, is that they used an overclock and you guys use nothing. So again, on paper, next fight should be the fight that you guys look to win. Okay. Reasonable. Door. Now Sojourn's playing really aggro top right, so you can force her out. That's unfortunate. Okay. Yeah, so you gotta be careful becoming the Talon and target yourself. So I wouldn't wanna get zoned off there entirely. Yeah, and I knew that I knew it was gonna happen this when I said this. Well, like again, because all that needs to happen here is one person, either a cast look. It could be a cast light line, it could be a high noon. Normally, it should be D.Va in their comp, right? But they can have one person zone the entire backline for like 4 seconds, and then the entirety of their team can turn and burn you. And I felt like that was gonna happen the second that your cast died.
Yeah. So what I do there then?
AFK, like leave. I just leave it essentially because your cast is dead. So
Okay.
I'll just leave. Yeah, not much to it essentially.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Or at the very least, play with an LOS of your Kiriko, or like play in this room at the very least. But yeah, because again, right now you've got no LOS to your Kiriko, I think. I'll barely any LOS to her, and your Ana Kenji can't peek here because of the Sojourn. Yeah, so yeah, this is actually the Sojourn is the one zoning here, and then you're getting turned and burned by everyone else. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Speed it up. Okay. Okay, nothing crazy to say there. You just hard engage that and brute force it. I mean, it's an easy way, right? It's the only way that teams are able to like break through these choke points is by brute forcing hard engages, which is again not cost effective to your autonomy, and also great if it doesn't work and you're forced to retake a neutral. We haven't got those brute force ults. Hold up. What's Bro doing? Why wall this? Am I tripping?
You can't stand up there anymore.
Oh, you can't. Okay, but is it that good of a spot for you to wall this? Like,
I like it.
bro, god damn it. But yeah, I just hold here or hold here. You know, like it's not great. It's not as effective as here, obviously. But yeah, you against Cass Ana, like why are we doing this? It just means that on your next cycle engage, you'll need to leave immediately because you can't zone anything. You can't block steep, you can't block flash, you can't block nades. So you're lucky that Ana still in spawn right now, so you should be relatively fine here. But again, not particularly great. And actually, you lose this fight anyway. So I'm actually curious to see again how you retake this after you lose the fights. We'll see. Speed up. Yeah, no blood to bail you out of this one. Okay, so you don't know Torp's playing top right. You just don't know that. And again, in team environments, what happens here is you will zone the entire backline here by just staying here effectively, and your Genji and your Kiriko, or the rest of your team, will turn and burn the Torp and high ground here. Is what should happen in theory. We'll see. It could also be the other way around too. Yeah, you're doing that right, and again, this should allow your team to clear the Torp, but I don't think your team knows where the Torp is. So that's a bit unfortunate. Let's see if we have a POV here, because it looks like you're hard engaging. I might be wrong though.
Get it, laddie.
There we go, fine. There you go, you get booped off, that's why, okay. That's entirely fine. What you did there was entirely fine. Soft engaging the high ground, forcing the honor off, that's completely reasonable. It's just that, again, the pathing is weird, because again, you can do this by just going over here.
Yeah, from over there.
Right,
Yeah, yeah.
so, yeah, not great pathing. Okay, I mean, you get the high ground though, which is good. How about you die? Oh, that's not good. Might have been a domino's effect from the boop there. Yeah, I got it. And the Torp's behind you as well, which is not great. That's fine. There's honestly not much you can do about the scouting information here, to be honest. Again, like even in team plays, they don't actually scout entire areas every time they go into a new fight. So I'm not gonna kind of hold you to that one too much. Okay, we'll see here. Lost sack, it seems. Okay. Sure. Fine. Fine. Okay. So yeah. You're essentially, again, it seems hard engaging with Nana Boost, or you're clearing the Torp. So it's completely fine. Really? Oh, whoa. Okay.
I really didn't want him to like get a nasty pick on support.
Sure, I mean, but
Because he was overloaded, and I know he can like 2-tap. I played for one.
Yeah, I suppose. Okay, let's see what.
And I messed it up.
Yeah, it's not looking great. I mean, you lost spikes here to zone backline. Not particularly great. Oh, and the wall that's not, yeah.
Yeah. I think the wall just killed us all.
It's a slight dominance effect, but again, your team not clearing angles and having to hard brute force it, which again forces you to use your spikes, and then again you can't actually or you missed the ball down to the capacity, and now you love spikes, but now you haven't got spikes, so yeah, not great. But again, the key thing there is again playing wide and scouted, clearing high ground, zoning 1, 2, 3, 4 people, and allowing your team to walk forward and swing wide effectively, right? And also scouting here next time in the future to clear out any angles. Again, you can dedicate one person on your team to zone the entire backline here, while the rest of your team can clear the angle here. Thankfully, running Genji has it.
The point just feels so hard.
It is really hard, yeah, because it's open space.
First point Havana. I hate them all.
Yeah. But that's how I would approach this third point. Okay.
Yeah.
Summary here.
Okay. Oh yeah, and codes I should submit are first 2 from yesterday, right? And then Shambali as well, right?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
So soft force is hard engaging, and then we'll say scout, mid fight, rotations with scouting, more specifically, or unscouted. Oh, I'll say unscouted, rotations, and then we'll say third.
Can't they hear you though with rotations?
Yeah, it's more so the fact that, like, the Shambali one, for example, it's more so the fact that I don't think they can necessarily hear you through the wall, or it's gonna be, they can have to guesstimate where you're playing essentially, the entire time.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, and also again because they can't physically see you. There's also what do I say? You just can't take damage, because they can't see you. So that's also another benefit as well. And also normally when you're doing unscouted rotations, you have to be quick. Normally, I think again, most comps will run Lucio or Juno to speed up the rotation as well, so you can capitalize on it faster. Not even necessarily for the sound, but just because if you're not on main for a good 5 seconds, that's gonna raise some red flags. And teams are gonna try and play around that. So yeah, you'll have to be quick in rotations, but yeah, generally speaking, I think second push and Barley is a good example. And again, the soft versus hard engaging thing was many a time evident on Shambali first point. So yeah, but yeah, I'll stop recording now. And yeah.